Hi, welcome to Sehtar. Today we are starting a brand new series. It's called The Science of Manifestation. And in this episode, we are going to look into interview success. This is a very important topic for many college students, for a number of young working professionals looking for the next stage in their career, for someone who is looking for a job promotion, for anyone who is willing to branch off into a different career. At different stages, you may be really looking forward to achieving success in your interview, which could be internal in your own organization or external, applying in a different firm or a different institution for various different reasons. So, in this episode, what we're going to look into is specifically about how you can prepare yourself for achieving success in your interview, and more importantly, from the aspect of understanding how to make things happen. This is also called as manifestation. This is also called as creating your own future. This is also called as being proactive. This is also called as just making things happen. Whichever words you can use, it's entirely your choice. And there are different words that have different meanings when it comes to making things happen from a future point of view. And I would like to leave that to you. It's totally up to you and your preference. What we are going to look into is specifically from the science of manifestation point of view. What I mean by that is there are certain things that you can always do, which is why they are called as principles. They are not time bound, they are timeless, which is why they are called as principles. And these principles always work. It's just that you have to put them to work. And depending on how you put them to work and the timing, the results can change. So I would like to share with you from my own experience how things have happened for me and what I've seen happen to my friends and what works and what doesn't work. And depending on your personality, depending on your priority, depending on your preference, you can also choose which ones work for you. I'll share the things, but it's up to you to pick what works for you and take the best and leave the rest. So because everyone have our own preferences and priorities, I would like to list them all, and you can choose which ones work for you. Some people are more logical and more analytical. Some people are more creative. Some people would like to try things out and they are more iterative. So some people think more in the mind, some people are more action oriented. So I would like to share all of these techniques or principles, and it's up to you to put them to work, to try out which ones work for you. So from the reason I'm calling it as a science is because this is something that can be tested and tried and tested and then figure out which ones work and which ones are more difficult or challenging and which ones are more easier. And it's also an art. The main reason is it is quite flexible and you can customize it or personalize it according to the way it suits you, and therefore it is both a science and an art. But from an art perspective, it is more individual, and so I will leave that for you to experiment and see what works for you. And I would like to share the principles alone, and therefore this particular series, the reason for the title is it's called The Science of Manifestation. And in this today's episode, we are going to look into things from an interview success point of view. And in a future episode, we can also look at the later part, because there are two parts when it comes to the interview success that you can plan for. One is preparing for your interview, and the second is performing in your interview. So there are two parts. Preparing for your interview is the first part, and performing in the interview is the second part. So we are going to start looking into the first part today, which is how you can prepare yourself so that you can set yourself up for success, particularly from how to make it happen, and therefore it's called as manifesting your success. So how is this possible? The more important thing that you can do is to take some time to think through how the success looks like. So what will happen after you have performed really well? If you are successful in your interview, what will happen? If you could just think through and visualize that, and the day before, spend the night in a very nice, calm, peaceful way and have a good sleep. This is the most important and often very ignored part of it. A good night's sleep is really important. And there is one more thing that you need to do before you drift off to sleep, which is the precise moment. The most important thing is, as you're just about to drift off into sleep, that's when your brain waves are really very helpful. And at that point, what I would like you to do is to visualize in your mind, see in your mind's eye how success looks like. So what will happen after you've succeeded in your interview? Imagine yourself sharing the success story. Imagine yourself talking with your friends and family about how well you did in your interview and how you got the job. Perhaps you can even think through and visualize the first day of your job. You are coming back home, and then you have reached your home and you are talking with your friends and family of how fantastic the day was. So visualize that, see the colors, see the room, hear the tone, hear the voices, and add as much elements as possible to make it very colorful and attractive, and see the positive vibe. The more you visualize it, the more real you feel, as if it has already happened. That's the key part. So as you were just about to drift off into sleep, at that precise moment, imagine yourself and visualize and see in your mind's eye the real success. And as you do so, see the colors, hear the sounds, engage all the five senses as much as possible, because it's through those five senses that you take in information and your brain is processing that. So visualize that success and use affirmative, positive words and say to yourself and see yourself actually talking very happily, and more importantly, express gratitude. That's the key. So be happy and thankful for the opportunity. See yourself thanking the interview panel. See yourself thanking the first people that you see in your job. See yourself sharing those happy moments with your friends and family, and hear the voice, hear the sounds. And remember this, when it comes to visualization, the most important thing is actually seeing it and being really fully engaged and involved, and that feeling is the secret. So that feeling, you have to really feel it as you just drift off into sleep, and then immerse yourself into the happy and very sound sleep, and sleep well for about 7 to 8 hours or 9 hours if possible, and wake up fresh. Try to do the same again, and in the morning, just as you're waking up, again be happy and thankful and visualize the success. And that will really come true. It's very likely possible. And therefore, when you really visualize and if you can engage with that feeling, that is the real secret. The second thing when it comes to preparation is to have the confidence and really feel very, very, very competent and confident, and more importantly, feel happy and thankful for the opportunity. The third important thing is one of the things that when it comes to success, and one of the things when it comes to manifesting success from an interview point of view, is imagine yourself actually performing the job. So move forward to the final step and the outcome, and visualize the outcome. Forget about the how. That's for the next level. That's not the first step. So ignore the how, move forward to the outcome and visualize the outcome, which is going beyond the interview, and which is seeing yourself performing well in the job, and visualizing the end of the first day and how happy and thankful you are. So that is the key. So if you could do that, those three things, the first thing is visualizing success in the interview, the second is being happy and thankful and expressing gratitude, and the third is the final outcome, which is you got the job that you were after, or whichever position or promotion that you were after. If you could do that and sleep well, this is the most important thing, because during your sleep, your brain is still active. During your sleep, your mind is still active. During your sleep, you are now, the more engaged you are, the more you're actually working with that feeling, then you are embedding it in your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is much more powerful, perhaps around 1,000 times more powerful than your conscious mind, and therefore that will work for you, and it will be there for you to help you achieve the success that you're after. So To get engaged and to get it embedded, the only way to go into the subconscious mind is by actually working with the feeling and really being involved in it and believing in it. That is the secret of success. So with this, we will stop here for now, take a brief moment for pause, and the real thing is the feeling. That's the secret. Visualize it, use positive words, be happy and thankful, and see the final outcome. See the scene, hear the sounds, and engage with all the senses as much as possible. And then in an upcoming episode, we will look into what you can do from a performing point of view, and also more about the secrets behind manifestation, which has worked for me, which I'm sharing with you from my own experience, and thanks to all the wonderful authors, the books that I've read, and from my own experience, I'm combining both and sharing that with you. And I will list down some of the best ways in which you can use these principles, and you can see them work for yourself when you actually apply them in your day-to-day life. Wishing you the very best, and we do hope that you will gear up for success and victory. Wishing you the very best from myself and everyone at Sehtar. Have a nice day.